Ja.
Right.
Okay, you start. Yes. Moderate.
No, I'm not moderating, you're moderating.
No, I'm moderating, sorry.
Okay, so welcome to the forum, the first forum of the Toolkit of Care workshop for radical aesthetics. Meite, always have trouble with this. And Gisela Fleisman. They are also both artists in their own right and part of the curatorial and long-standing Pixel Festival, which has been going, I think, since 2003.
And it has a very nice reputation.
And Pixel Festival has, since its outset, been a place for experimentation and defence of free, open technologies in art, specifically. And they've been doing an amazing job bringing artists from all over the world, every part of the world, who work in this area, every year to Bergen for the last 21 years.
Three years.
Got really bad math, obviously. Voilà. Do you want to say anything more about that?
Thanks.
You
Then you can.
present Pixel.
No, you can.
Little bit.
I'm so tired of presenting Pixel. Time that you do it. But it started as a workshop for a very small group of people, artists and programmers, working with live video on the Linux platform in 2003. So it was more like a work lab for trying to develop something together in that field. And the first 3 years we focused a lot on the programming part, so getting programmers and artists together to work together on live video in Linux. And then it kind of expanded from that into art festival that has been going through all these years, all the developments of art in this field, electronic art, and how it has grown with the technologies that has developed as we went along. Like started with free software, mainly software-based things, and quickly grew into DIY electronic hardware and open hardware. We got the Arduino that happened in 2005 or something like that. And later we opened up for open DIY bio art and stuff like that. And in the latest editions also focusing on critical AI. So there's a lot of thematics that has been coming along the years in the curatorial practice we've been doing. It's based on open call. Like every year we have open call as the main curatorial tool, but we also invite some project artists outside of that to have a bit more time to prepare some bigger projects. So yeah, why don't you take this from there?
Yeah. Well, I have some pictures here, just a little bit to get a better idea what we are presenting. It's very important, for example, for the open call, there is people always that is presenting artworks based on commercial software. So and these people get immediately dismissed, no? Like we don't present this kind of work, and then some people even get angry sometimes. So, but this is, for example, one thing that, as a curatorial practice, is like very strong. It's like not done with commercial. So to have this very clear, for example, that will be a curatorial practice, no? Like, and the other good thing about being so clear about that is that there is actually a lot of people that is saying, I have this project, but it's not open software or it's not free software, but if you like, I will make it so before presenting it, I will make it on free software. So on that sense, it's good because it's a way also to engage people to try out new tools that otherwise they will do it maybe with a more easy, let's say, commercial tools, no? So it's a way also of engaging people with that. Also, the important thing is the community that is around the free and libre software and hardware. It's a community that is actually very focused also in sharing, do it yourself and sharing. So Pixel in that sense is like a gathering of artists more than a festival, like a commercial festival. No? And then we have been in many different places all over Bergen. I'm inviting a lot of people and do it yourself. I think more or less the key word will be also do it yourself, because it's like do it yourself instruments, do it yourself bioart. So it's always things that people, because of the tools, are not maybe so easy. You have to go into the programming, into the development of things.
Empowerment of the artists to do things themselves.
Yeah.
To learn the technical stuff, to really dive into it. I mean, that's for me as an artist, that's a really important aspect, that you know the technology when you are using.
And this is very much pushed by the festival too, no? Like, okay, who wants to do workshop? Who wants to, and the people is usually sharing a lot. These are, for example, workshop open to general public, but basically the artists who are going to the. This is another project we were working last year. We have also, everything is based on free software. This is live coding, for example, is another important part of the festival, recurrent subject. No? This is a project for artificial intelligence that we had like 2 years ago. This is last year, that maybe here you will find some familiar faces. This is artificial intelligence, for example, and then the subjects are very open. For example, this one is about military force, it's an ethical problem, no? Like if we use artificial intelligence to kill people in drones, no? As a military task force, that will let us to actually give machines, no, or artificial intelligence machines, the power to kill, no. So this is this is already passing. This is already happening, no. Bueno, actually the how to say, the guy who is driving the drone has 20 seconds to react, kill, no kill. So it's almost giving the power off, no, to the machine. So this kind of question is something also like how to curate about ethical question. At the end, if you are working in free software, no, and libre hardware too, the ethical question is already there, because just the free software itself is along with idea of sharing, with an idea of doing by yourself or doing with others, with the idea that you get, for example, some code make your own thing and then you give it back to the community, that code. So it's this is free software without art, let's say. So this already is an ethical question, no?
A lot of values.
It has a lot of values.
Would you say that values is related to getting outside of a capitalist system?
Bueno, it could be also, I don't know, it could be also a way of within the capitalism, no? I mean, if the capitalist means that, for example, like you make a finding of something, and then you get paid by it, I think free software is also on that, you know?
Yeah, it's not anti-capitalist.
It's not anti-capitalist. It's like it's a different capitalism. You know, it's like a capitalist that is based maybe more in society, in collective, in.
It's maybe alternative to capitalism. So divergent from capitalism.
But I mean, it's sharing. But for example, it can be a capitalism if you want. How to say, system or model there. I mean, for example, there are many free software, free libre software, open software companies that they have a finding, they are opening to the community, but for example you have but still, because you are the more expert person, no, or company, you get paid to make maybe another project, for example, or to make to make a customization of the software that you have developed for another company, let's say, no? This is capitalism, because it's not a communist thing, for example, no? It's capitalism, but it's a capitalism that is not a radical or super liberal, no? I mean,
It's a good debate.
yeah, I think
It's free as in free speech, not as in free beer. That's
Yeah.
one of the sayings
yeah,
that illustrates this thing.
yeah.
Mm.
So I think we all will be more, maybe more. Well, coming back to what I was saying, is like just because the festival, just because it's based on this kind of technologies, then this has an ethical position, no, or a political position. But plus that we try, or we are interested on projects also that are somehow pointing out things that that are important. For example, on this one, well, on this one we already talked, but on this one, which is a very interesting project on artificial intelligence, what do you want me to say? This is Lauren Lee McCarthy, and then what she said was to put her voice. She trained an artificial intelligence on her voice, and then make this software that is a TV, and then you ask, I want you to say this, and then the machine or the artificial intelligence say whatever you have tell, but on the voice of the artist. So what the artist did with this piece was to put her voice in the common, so everyone can get her voice, say, okay, I want you to read my books, the books I want to listen to, but on the voice of this artist. With this, for example, she's pointing out that her voice will not be copied in a how to say, without permission, because she already put it in the common. You know, so she's avoiding that some private company is getting her voice without permission. That is what artificial intelligence engines has been doing with internet, with everything. So she said, before they get it, I give it to the community. So this is a very political and ethical point for this work, no? So on that sense, it's like I think that also this is a curatorial, no, choice to try to look for projects that somehow they are pointing out in different ways, no, what is important, or what we think is important.
You remind me, can I interrupt you? You remind me of a concert I make in Corfu. And it was a concert with like kind of 80 people to 100, and on the street I had a sign say that it's a concert site, whatever you say everybody will listen it. And I was playing music. So you could hear people stopping and saying something to the microphone. Good or bad. And it was like, without nobody see you can say whatever you want to the audience. And it was fun. People could say things that they wouldn't say in front of the microphone. And it was very fun. Anyway, remind me this, sorry.
Free speech.
Free speech, but without seeing you. You are outside on the street, just pass, and inside the concert, and you can say whatever you want. Good or bad, it was good.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's
No. This is everyone can.
There's an interesting point though with the, I've seen this piece at the Munich, but I think it raises quite a few questions about the ownership of yourself and your body these days. I think you also had another project that was similar on the Icelandic DNA database.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
The DNA.
Yeah. This, when did you come?
No.
Explain.
Do it. Come on.
Come on. I can look for a picture if you explain it.
Yeah, well, we did this.
You did this here.
It was here. It was presented here too. Yeah, we had it first in Iceland. That's why we made it. There was this DNA company in Iceland that got all the samples of Icelandic people. Or they collected samples, so they got a representative collection of samples, DNA samples from the Icelandic population, and this later it was sold. The company sold to a Chinese company, and it's like no one really knows what happens to all this DNA. So that's. One thing we wanted to address with this project DNA to Anna, saying, "Hey, you got it." That's it's just a table with you can go through the process of collecting your own DNA. You end up with you can see a structure of from your spit. You get something that contains your own DNA, and you can decide if you want to throw it away or put it in a collection with all others who decided to put it there.
Yeah. So this project, for example, was also raising a lot of ethical questions, no? Because at the end was this Chinese company that has all the database from the Icelandic people. So the Icelandic people cannot go into that database because it's the owner now is a Chinese company because of all the different bankrupt that the company had. Initially it was an Icelandic company, but then they went to bankrupt. Then a USA company bought un fondo de inversión, an
Investment bank.
Investment fund.
An investment fund. We call that. They bought the bankrupt of this company in Iceland. Then they sell to someone, blah blah. So it went bankrupt again, and it ended up in the Chinese. So at the end, it's like who owns all the country, all the Icelandic country, the DNA database? The Chinese, and now they cannot go into it as a scientific research, for example. No, that is amazing. That is it's just like what? I think.
Yeah, but this also happened recently to one of the really big companies doing this kind of where you pay to get your
Genetic
DNA analyzed. Yeah, I don't remember the name, but there were three big companies, and one of them just got sold in a similar way.
Like Ancestry.com or something like this.
Yeah, Ancestry.com.
Yeah. So another thing that I am thinking now a bit, because one thing that we made a piece that is Solar for Rain in Bergen now. in general, we came to this sentence that is, who owns the resources? No? This piece that we did, it was about water, and it's about water and solar for rain, and how to exchange
Do you
sun,
have the pictures?
energy. Well, okay, I didn't want to talk about that specifically. Well, not just because it's one piece of us, it's not as curator. Bueno, a ver, where we have information.
Connects more to what we are doing here.
Yeah. Bueno, a ver, okay, well, that's a second. That's a second. Where do we have the pictures? Solar for rain, yes. Pictures. Well, I'm going to put this there and see what we can see.
Well, that was the Spanish.
Yeah, bueno, a ver,
The
bueno.
whole village came to see it from Spain.
Bueno, the piece, a ver if we can see here a bit. Yeah, here, you can see. Bueno, the piece is like there is like two kind of lands, let's say. One will be the north, that is with this kind of rain. A rain thing is that is more or less what we brought here a little bit to work with the rain. A ver,
And you're
must
going to
be.
have rain on Friday.
Yeah, I
The
heard.
rain is going to rain too,
It's
yeah.
raining for you.
Well, this is this will be like the sun area, and then we have like solar panels on this land environment, and in the other one we have like rain sensors, and it's raining. So this one, when it has like enough energy, no, with the solar panels, is giving to this one is giving sun. Of course, metaphorically, no? It's metaphorically, it's a lamp. It's a lamp. It's lighting the lamp. And when there is rain here, if this one is dry, it's telling, hey, do you have rain? Do you have water? And then if this one has water, it's giving it the water. No? So the idea was like, what happens if we give the power to decide to the land, no, to the environment? They will take the resources if they need it. So it will be not greedy, because this one is not going to ask for more water if the land doesn't need it, no, because they don't need it. I mean, there is no greedy. They are not storage. They are not doing all this process that human beings do, no. So it's just like that. It's like two lands exchanging resources as they need it. That's the thing, no? That they will not be this second thought, human brain, no? So with that, around this exhibition was a lot of things. We were thinking about many other things, no? Like who owns the resources? Is it the rain? Does it the rain belongs to Bergen, for example? That is a place that it rains a lot during the year. I mean, is the rain the water that fell in Bergen? Is it from Bergen only? Is it the sun? For example, in my hometown, we have a lot of sun, too much. Is it the sun that is getting there only from? Is the energy that we get there only for us? How to think about that, no? Who owns the resources? And now I'm thinking, and this is very new. Now I am thinking that actually this sentence is very important, because in artificial intelligence, no, that we have been also talking about artificial intelligence lately and thinking about and reflecting a little bit, we see that the question is exactly the same. what is the problem with artificial intelligence? The problem is not the artificial intelligence. The problem is that the one that owns the artificial intelligence, they are not consciousness about the bias that artificial intelligence is having. Nobody can go train themselves. We cannot train AI with our own database because we don't have the engine. There are not.
We are doing it. Every person who talks to AI trained this project.
Yeah, but for a private company.
Yeah.
But not your own models.
Yes.
Yes, it can. As we've done that also in US, and there's all the models you could train now. It's so amazing.
You can do Raspberry Pi AI.
And Raspberry Pi AI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, the
Okay.
casual user train the big companies. The casual user every day speaking train the big companies.
Yeah, but
for
you're talking
product.
about generative AI versus the more open. Of course, you can make your own.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, we're also talking about
like in machine learning, everything has developed like that. But the big companies who owns
No, we are all training it.
the generative AI is not open at all. Even if some of them are open source, they have their databases safely.
Even products that you don't know that they're AI, they are being trained from you, like even when you are search or something. Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, don't say sorry. These are foreign.
No, I say what you said, that we train this machine.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting about this is that you have this kind of like territorial technological utopia.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, it's we were more based in solar punk, but that actually the idea was utopia. And utopia is something that you cannot get. It's something that's why it's a utopia.
When you talk about greed and taking what you need rather than taking more than you need to store it.
Well, utopia is also you could. I know that we had this conversation earlier about the world utopia. Utopia is something and realizable, and people have to say you have to be real, man. You have to be like doing the thing. And I think utopia is also a direction. You don't have to realize exactly like you imagine your utopia, but it's utopia in the sense that you imagine something that maybe is not realizable, or maybe it can't be it's not reality. But then you arrive towards this objective, towards this ideal. Like
to create new imaginaries, that it can show a direction. Really, no?
He called it science fiction.
Yeah.
Science fiction.
And then you use the solar punk as the attitude. Like let's do it like without
Exactly.
like this.
Yeah. Well, there is the second phase of this project that we are going to do in October. That is that this land is actually going to Extremadura, to my homeland in Llerena. So we will connect through IoT, through Internet of Things, through sensor. We will connect both small lands.
Remote.
So, of course, at the end, the water that this one receive will be water from a tap there. but
We are
still,
faking it a bit.
But
Yeah.
in principle, the idea is when Bergen has enough water, it will share.
yeah. Then the tap opens in Extremadura. But the idea with this, I realized that too, is like, for example, I think that my mother every time that she will go through this project there in Llerena, in my hometown, and if she sees that it's raining, she will notice that it's raining in Bergen. So somehow it's actually approaching also the people, through a presentation.
Creating consciousness.
Yeah, like
Common
bridging also the communities, the people.
It's not in utopia. Well, the project you have, this is has been talked about. We could we could have pipe for gas, petrol, and many other things to a cable for internet. You could cross continents
Exactly.
and transport water that is too much in one point to the other one. That's not
Yeah.
Utopia. We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
the structure. It's just that the people in charge that prefer to transfer data, petrol, and gas because you make money. But what's the
Yeah.
interest of transporting water? Is
As you can similarly send solar power.
Yeah, this was one of the basic ideas with this, that we could use in the future when there's no more oil, we can
Exactly.
reuse sand water to the pipelines.
Yeah.
But it's a bit utopic, I have to say.
In the capitalist world,
You know, the pipelines are there, but actually some of the pipelines go by boat, things like that.
in some places, yes. You know why? It's because there's war in some territory too.
Yeah.
If you see the war in Ukraine, they had to reroute. They closed the Russians. They closed some of the gas. They go stream. They closed some of the gas pipes. Huh?
Yeah, the Nord Stream.
Nord Stream. They closed it.
Yeah.
Then all Europe were like, oh my god.
And they prefer to use water from the place it is, from the wells. There is a documentary on Arte, which is about who owns water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started, I'm not sure it's the same, but similar documentaries before we did this project. That was the main
Sí, ahora funciona.
the
So
inspiration
countries
for it,
are buying lands in Africa or America to do agriculture.
There are also big fights going on locally about water and les grands bassins for agriculture.
Yeah.
It's because the
In Greece
agriculture.
also.
You have
Like
that too?
In my village, we have water. We don't have 3 days of water. We have 2, and we don't have 1, and then we don't drink the tap water. We have to buy plastic, which stays on the sun, and then the water system, it goes very bad and corruption. So in the future, in the next 5, 6, 10 years, will be private, which means that then you have to pay. And there's a big story behind it.
Yeah. There's a fight of the water around the world. Chinese companies are buying up land, lots and lots of land in Africa and also in the US, just to get the water.
Here we have the panel of different research on this that we did. For example, this with the pipes, like how to get reusing the oil pipes and the gas pipes that are already there. How we ask the artificial intelligence, how could we put water over it? I mean, to make a path from there to Llerena. And then that was very funny because the artificial intelligence was just totally confusing where Llerena was or where Bergen was, and so that was good, cool. And then another thing that, for example, this another thing that we were thinking with this project was like to make a more readable for the people these important questions, no? Or these maybe, I mean, not all the time. We are not doing that all the time. But with this, for example, we were looking quite a lot to water computers. So water computers, the computer has a very easy. If this happen, then this happen, no? I mean, it's like the logic doors, what is called, no? If this is happening, then that. Or if this and this is happening, then this happen. Or if this and or this. So it's an algorithm, no? The algorithm is just based on that. Logic gates. But then you can do exactly the same with water. Imagine if you have 2 deposits of water, and then if this is full and this is full, then open the door. and they make it so. And there are many. This is happening. I mean, there are computers, water computers since the 19,000 century, 19th century.
Till the end of it. Yeah.
At the end, yeah, I mean, 100 something. No, at the end. Well, anyway, they were like this kind of computers that they were very readable, because the people could understand. Okay, this is something, and then, I mean, they could understand what was the logic, and then with these things, that are these ethical things, no, that are so complex. That we were talking about complexity before, that are so difficult, no, to understand. Pues, that's why we make it like very simple. Installation, no? Like everyone could understand. Okay, there are two lamps. Here is sun, and there is no. Then as a way also to make it readable. And I think maybe this is something that is also interesting.
Yeah, pedagogical, I would say.
Yeah, pedagogical. I don't like too much, but
it's a strong element of that.
Yeah.
But, and the water computers was used as a pedagogical tool. So that's part of the inspiration there. In the Soviet Union, they had it in almost every school, their own water computer, just to make people understand computing, simple computing.
So yeah, but in the who owns the resources? I don't know if I'm not sure if I say I think what is the main thing
Enough times.
is the open models, no? I mean the open model for AI, or open models for natural resources, like how, no? This is something that has to be in. We have to think in like open models. I think that will be, no, like the answer of this question. Of everything. At the end, everything is who owns the resources. And if you follow, no, it's like follow the money. In the, no, if you understand who owns the resources, then you see maybe this cognitive dissonance.
It's
no?
follow the water, I think.
Follow the water, yeah. That's it, I think, for us.
Questions?
In your next move with curations, this is going to influence, because I know Pixel had some trouble, and maybe you are rethinking about how you're going to curate, and then how this perspective of thinking about the project that could interconnect, but also nature's water and wind resources, and how this is going to impact your curation in the next few years, and how do you imagine Pixel in the next few years?
Good question.
I'm not I'm not a politician.
Yeah. Economically, you mean? No.
I mean, many.
We have an election in Norway now on next Monday. So that will define a lot of our future, I think. If the right wing take over, we are fucked. But we still have some problems with cuts, so there's very little money to do anything now in our situation. So we had to again rethink a lot what to do. And as you notice, we have been waiting. We didn't know if we could have a festival at all. It looked really bad, but now we are going for it. So there will be something, but we are cutting down on the number of artists and trying to find ways of doing things like having seminars over the internet instead of having a lot of people in Bergen. things that is a pity because we're more about the gathering of artists that was very much learning from each other and interacting. A lot of new projects were initiated at Pixel, people starting to work together. So it's kind of it's a pity that we cannot bring people anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, but new models for curating in this situation could be another workshop, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what we for example, what we think is very important also for our to take care of us of this situation too.
We talked about that earlier, the self.
Yeah, self-care.
Also, you can't take care of others if you can't take care of yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So on that sense, for example, I have to say that the network has been very supportive. Like for example, this invitation to be here, but is very good for us because then it's a little bit like you feel to be wanted somehow. You know, it's like okay, we can do other things. We don't know if we are going to do other things, but we can do other things. It's not like everything is getting close, no? So this is important.
Very much. It gives possibilities to do things, even though we don't have much resources ourselves. So that's
yeah. But then other people it's like also getting you out of, let's say, of the storm too, no? It's also on that sense like really care. It's a care in many different layers, no? Also psychologically. For example, this we are going now to Linz, also invited by Bergstad. So it's also somehow the network is making some links, no, bonding.
Or
And
collaborations.
finally it pays off. The networking we have been doing.
But it's important. No?
Yeah, question?
No, I was thinking that maybe it's interesting to understand or looking that money is not the only resource that we have. It's just a traduction of resources. Then when money is not there, we have the resources. Maybe we are really rich on other things, like connections. And maybe this is the moment where we have to put that on a value and starting putting money a little bit aside. You know, it's like, if it's there, it's cool, but if it's not there, you have to do it anyway.
Yeah, of course. You scale, no? Or even you look for other ways, no? Like for example, at some point we say, okay, we are not anymore Pixel Festival. We are Maite and Gisle, and we are artists. And then we abandon Pixel. Abandon, no.
Or you change.
We change, no? Or we do. But Pixel is not, I mean, the problem is that we have a space, we have a studio, we have a gallery.
And so many years of work.
We have been working on the gallery a lot, refurbishing, a lot. I mean, and then to leave all this, because this are expenses. I mean, somehow it's something very, how to say, it's too materialistic. But every month we have to pay.
Yeah.
So, on that sense, when you get to a situation like this, then you say, okay, I mean, I can make many things in my life, and Gisle too, but we have this, like how to do it, no? I mean, like it's not that easy, like, but well, anyway, it's good. Another things open up, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, I'm thinking we can see a parallel like with a natural disaster. Then it's like somehow it's a natural disaster that comes and you're cut from the sources or the economical resources. And normally what people do is like they start working together, like a little beside of the economical. You do it smaller, but you do it a locally way.
Yeah.
And anyway, everybody brings what they have and we start sharing.
Yeah.
Because it's a survival thing.
Yeah.
then maybe it's better if we see it like an opportunity.
Or a resistance, because
Yeah.
they want to cut things, but then you try to survive. Like they did in Athens, they closed so many little venues with experimental music, and for 2-3 years it was like, and then they start jumping again out of dust.
Yeah. This is the resistance that is very good, no? It's something that what it cannot be silenced. No? I mean, at the end, we actually very much are thinking on this idea, no? Also with the water, like the water, you can't cut the water. The water, if you try to push it, okay, it will go down. At some point, it will go up again. No, this is the resistance, the metaphor that we wanted to work here, no, in this performance too. The water.
And anyway, we are creative people, and if they can cut everything, but
Exactly.
anyway, it's like we're imagining something, a new world. We will find the way to do it because it's part of ourselves. That's what we are.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, you get tired sometimes,
Sure.
but
No, but it's very good what you say with the catastrophe, no? For example, in places like you see, I don't know, the seismic in Haiti, no? Like Jamaica that has been so strong, no? And how the people is still resilient, no?
Yes, and as what we said before, it's like sometimes I'm tired and I want to quit, but there is important to have a community that will support you.
Yeah.
And that way, okay, today it's me that I can't do it anymore, but the rest is going to stay.
Yeah.
And then we turn, and it's the other one that will do it. That's why it's really important to make stronger the social tissue. You know, and this is something that we have to work. And the economical system that makes us individualists, is that what they are working to take from us?
Yeah, to get
Just take care of yourself, but don't look at the other ones. But at the end, it's like the same that we said before. Be good with yourself to help the other ones. It's good to be individualist at some point. But anyway, you have to work with the tissue, the social tissue, to survive, to resist, at long terms.
Are there any more questions or comments? Maybe we should stop there and have a drink.
Okay.